Black women, we need to talk. Since Trump's inauguration, I've noticed something troubling, a wave of indifference amongst some of us. Women saying they're done fighting, done showing up. And I get it, I truly do. We're tired. Tired of being expected to save everyone else. But I really need you to think about this. Who have you been fighting alongside? And what have you been fighting for? Here's the truth. Those of us who have been deeply involved in community organizing don't have morals or values that change with the political winds. Our fight isn't conditional. But for those who feel like you're done, I challenge you to reflect on where your energy has been directed. Have your efforts been about true advocacy, fighting for marginalized groups you don't belong to? Or have they been about protecting what only affects you? Have you been engaging in collective action, or has it stopped at self-preservation? I also want you to consider who you've been aligning yourself with. The political leaders, the so-called community leaders. You may be feeling this frustration because you poured yourself into the wrong people. Leaders who cared more about their public image or their personal gain than about us as a community. And if that's the case, I understand why you feel disillusioned. But before you turn your back on the fight, ask yourself, is your anger directed at the right people? Because the ones responsible for our struggle are not other marginalized groups, regardless of how they voted. Whiteness thrives on division, having us direct our anger at each other instead of the systems and people responsible. We also need to understand how history repeats itself. Black people have always been harmed the most by the removal of rights. When you express indifference about immigrant issues, thinking you're safe because your family has been here for generations, you're missing something important. There's a long history of attempts to forcibly remove Black Americans from this country. The goal has always been to make the U.S. a white ethno-state. If we stop fighting, if we give up collective action, we're only harming ourselves. Now is not the time to abandon the fight, but maybe it's time to assess where and how you're fighting. Reflect on which spaces you've been pouring into. Are they white-led causes or Black-led in name only? Are the leaders truly for the Black community, or have they assimilated into whiteness? I believe we've been the backbone for the wrong things for far too long. It's time to reclaim and redirect our energy into causes that are truly about our people and our future. We can't afford to be indifferent. Not now, not ever. Our ancestors fought too hard, and our future depends on continuing that fight, but with intention. Let's realign, let's refocus, and let's remember that when we fight, we're not just saving others, we're saving ourselves.